has led Hotelbeds since its creation within TUI in 2002. The company now connects more than 120,000 hotels to B2C intermediaries. He also serves as vice chairman of the JSF Travel and Tourism School, where he is on a mission to attract talent for the travel industry. Please welcome Joan Vila, Executive Chairman, Hotelbeds. So now you've been with Hotelbeds within 2002, that's since its formation. So what happened within TUI 15 years ago to come up with the idea to launch Hotelbeds?
Well, in reality, we were not TUI at that time. TUI, because of the merger of First Choice Holidays and the business, the travel business of TUI, and the creation of TUI Travel, then we became part of TUI. Before, in year 2000, First Choice acquired us together with some other travel business in Spain. They didn't realize well what they had, because at the end they sold back to the former owners, the other businesses, and then keep us. We were a destination management company in Spain, medium size. It was a very difficult moment because we had quite good clients, tour operator, but it was when the consolidation of the tour operating business happened. So our clients, they were just acquired, and we were losing the clients. So we had to do something, because if not, we will just disappear. It was a question of survival. So we were lucky because it was the rise of the internet and low-cost airlines in Europe. Suddenly the trade realized that they needed accommodation online to sell it just accommodation only or to package. And we just decided that it was an opportunity for us, because we had very good contractors. We knew at that moment only Spain, and we launched Hotelbeds in 2002.
So we talked about pivot earlier today, but that was a true pivot for you. I mean, you felt like the company may not have survived unless you made that change.
Well, I don't know if we would have survived, because in this business you can survive if you are one of the biggest, or you work in a niche, no? And we were generalists. We were not in a niche, and we were not the biggest. So we were like in a position.
Like we need to do something different.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So then, how did you get to where you are today?
So what we did is we were the first mover into providing accommodation online to the travel industry, high street travel agencies, tour operators, OTAs, in sand and beach destinations in the Med, so no one else was doing that. I think we did a very good job, and this made us grow significantly. We invested a lot in technology. At the beginning, it was our own platform. And also, from the very beginning, we realized that this business only had sense if we could become global as soon as possible. And we make a big effort to internationalize the business, adding more destinations, adding more source market. And I can say that at the end of 2006, we were already like a global business. So
how many markets and how many employees?
Well, now, you know that we've just, a few weeks ago, we signed, a couple of months ago, with Turico and GTA, the combination. We are now selling 200 country destinations, and we are also selling to 135 source market destinations.
Just going back.
Employees, like the bed bank, the bed bank alone, it will be like 5,000. The addition of the three.
After all.
And then we have 3,000 more employees in the destination management business that we still have.
Okay. Just want to take a step back, because TUI sold the business to private equity in 2016. So what did that do to the business?
Well, for us, it has been a significant change, because we've been all these years in groups where we were non-core. Mm-hmm. So all the attention was given to other businesses. Mm-hmm. We were in tour operating groups. Now, with the private equities, in reality, we are core for them, and we can see, because they really are involved in the strategic decisions, not involved at all in the managing the business, but they are very supportive. They have seen the opportunity in consolidating the bed bank market space, and you've seen in a few months, just because the closing of our deal was in September, we have just signed Turico.
It's only been a
and
few
GTA.
months. So now, first was Turico was announced
Yes.
in February. And when does that deal close?
Close is going to happen first week in June.
Okay.
We think that it's going to be most likely 7th of June.
And specifically, what did they bring in terms of inventory and markets?
Well, Turico is it's a very good company that was created approximately similar time to us. The head office is in Orlando. I think they have, I would say, like three things that they have a very good management team. Together with the platform of Hotelbeds, I think we have the two best in the bed bank space. And also, they are very strong in the US, source market and destination, which we were already present in the US, and we had a significant volume, but with the addition of Turico, we are much bigger now.
And then just, I guess, a month ago or so, right, the announcement to acquire GTA,
Yes,
who is really your biggest competitor. So tell us about that, and what does that bring? And and I'm also curious, how much overlap is there?
Well, it's a lot of different questions, no?
Yes.
Well, GTA has been in the industry for a long time. They are really strong in source market, APAC and Middle East. Hotelbeds, we were also strong there, but the combination of our volumes with their volumes makes us much clear leader in that space. In terms of product, directly contracted, we have more hotels, but it's just other sources that we don't contract. Altogether, we have like 150,000 hotels, but of them, there is overlap, so at the end we will end in directly contracting some 100,000. Then we have others, but coming from other sources.
Mm-hmm. So now, when you have the three companies, when is that deal expected to close?
GTA, we are working, because in reality it just came from a conference that we had the three companies together, Monday and Tuesday. Okay. We are working on closing in October, but the date can vary. It's not under our control.
So you mentioned earlier, here's a business, we talked about scale, we talked about that in the previous session as well when we talked about local OTAs. So in the bed bank business, you need scale to be successful, and now you're going to achieve it. So can you talk about some of those efficiencies that you plan to see?
Well, I think that clearly these deals, they bring a scale, as you say. But for us, the scale is not only important because it has a tremendous impact in the bottom line. This is in all industries happens. Is what makes to the market. The way we see the market is from our point of view is like the hotels, they are extremely fragmented. 500,000 hotels, but the top 10 brands, they only generate 13% of the revenue. The hotels, they would love to sell directly to the final consumer, but they can't. It's around 55% that they sell, and they have to use B2C intermediaries. These B2C intermediaries, there are 400,000 of them. Only a few big ones, they can source the product directly. The rest, they don't have the budget, they don't have the staff. Also, the hotels, they don't have the back office, the systems to deal with all of these intermediaries. So this is the role of the bed bank, to connect these two ends. Up to now, I think we've done a very good job. But I would say that both hoteliers and the B2C intermediaries, they were forced to give even more volume to the big OTAs in the market, because there was not like an alternative. Also, the B2C intermediaries, they don't like so much that to give the volume to a big competitor, but they had to do. I think that now with the creation of a new company that we will become, because we will be much bigger, there is a substantial change in the market, because both hoteliers and also the rest of intermediaries, if they want, they don't need to work with their competitors. Competitors in terms of the B2C intermediaries, but also for hotels. While they are a big source of volume, there is a big, fierce competition about brands, no? We are not in this war.
So you're not an OTA, but do you see yourself as an OTA alternative?
No, we are not interested in the B2C space. What we know how to do is the B2B space. We want to help hoteliers. We want to help the B2C intermediaries, and this is what is our goal, no? To become bigger in this space where we operate.
But are the big OTAs your competitors?
No. For example, in Priceline, they are not competitor. Expedia, they have yes,
Ian, yeah.
because they have Ian, and that it's also they play a similar role. But I think that we are different animals because Ian, even though they have grown significantly in the last couple of years, is still an appendix of the big Expedia, the B2C, and we contract ourselves the product. We decide our managers. We have completely a B2B mindset, and I think we are a different player.
So explain to the audience a little more about who your customer is. You said it's really a lot of the smaller OTAs, right? Tour operators, hotels, of course. I mean, are you
smaller, not so small? We are the biggest supplier for Ctrip outside themselves. So not only small ones. We also work with big OTAs. Significant. There are significant players in a lot of countries. For us, the customer is both the hotels and the B2C intermediary. So we have to always think about both of them. And the B2C, it's very simple. The split that we have is approximately 25% of our volumes come from OTAs, 25% from tour operators, 25% from high-street travel agencies, and 25% what we call other, that it's clubs, loyalty clubs, can be airlines, and other kind of clients that we have.
Okay. Yeah, because private label is more and more popular in terms of hotels, airlines, and other companies, travel companies wanting to diversify, right, and offer their own product.
Yeah. Well, the combination of the three, we have significant volume already with airlines. Okay. I don't know, maybe you know that we do EasyJet holidays, for example, ourselves for EasyJet, but also we work with other airlines.
Right. So you mentioned that you have a meeting coming up with the Tarico folks, GTA folks. I mean, so obviously there are some challenges ahead in terms of integrating these businesses. So technical challenges for one. Now, what do you envision in terms of a single platform, for example? Is that when would you see something like that happening?
The businesses, they are very similar. We understand things in a similar way. And even we are organized quite...
So culturally, you don't see...
Culturally, we have done a survey to all the employees about the behaviors that they see in each of the companies. And we had, in the top 10 of the 3 companies, we had plenty that they were common. So I think that we have a very good base to build on top of this and create like a new culture for the 3. And in terms of the way we understand the business is very similar. And the first decision will be will be about platform. What most likely will be combinations of different pieces from platforms. I think it's great because in Hotelbeds we were thinking about our hub for technologies is in Palma, in Mallorca, and we were thinking about maybe adding a couple of more hubs because to recruit more talent, to have more talent. And suddenly we will have London and Tel Aviv, that they are tremendous hubs for technologies. So we are pleased as well. And then in reality, it's the teams that they are working together. We have a lot of work streams, and the technology work stream is probably the most important because it's a lot of the decisions later will be driven by it.
So you don't envision too much the technical challenge of kind of combining the various technologies, the platforms,
No, we will end with we will become one single company.
And when do you see that happening?
It will take, I think that we will, 18 months at least.
Like 18 months.
We have a question from the audience.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Eddie Lubbers. I'm from a tour operator. So this morning there was a presentation of a company looking to become a GDS in the tours and activities space. Could you elaborate on your plans? I understand beyond hotels you do also offer tours and activities. And what are the opportunities you see there, both from Hotelbeds, where you've been coming from, and with your new combined group?
Okay. Well, for us, we see this space as an incredibly interesting space. It's growing much faster than the accommodation, even more fragmented, so there are more opportunities to consolidate this space. We are not interested also in the B2C. We are interested in the B2B, so to help both the suppliers and the B2C intermediaries to really connect them. But our mindset is not also as a GDS. We are not just a technological company, we also are merchant. So we decide the margin that our products have. We decide our own margin. And this is our approach, is not just the fee per transaction. So we think that it's going to be a very important market for us. Approximately 5% of our volumes this year altogether, it will be like $8 billion altogether. 5% is already these components. And then additionally, we have 10% that is the destination management, that it will be similar kind of products, but offline. No? That would be the only offline part of our business that we have. The rest is everything.
The rest is online?
Yes.
Instant bookable?
Instant bookable online. So we give the product instant bookable to our clients because a lot of them it's through connectivity. And OTAs, tour operators, they sell online, and maybe travel agencies, some of them, they sell offline. They have the client just in front of them, and they sell through a website then.
So once you achieve the consolidation and the acquisitions, what's next? Because when we talk B2C, they have to think about AI and chat bots, and there's so much happening that you need to mobile. Yet as a B2B, if you had to say, gee, these are the 3 things we need to do to stay on top for our partners, what are they?
For us, in reality, if you think about the market, the accommodation market, the numbers much. It's what, 450
billion globally.
Something like this. Mm-hmm. What we call the bed bank market, so is when a bed bank market for us is when a B2C intermediary, instead of sourcing the product directly with the hotelier, uses a company like us. It's 10% of it. Up to now, the bed bank market has grown more or less in parallel with the accommodation market. Okay. We believe that the same that happened with the OTAs, now that it will be a bigger player in this space, the bed bank market will grow faster than the accommodation market because we will drive this growth. But in this bed bank market, our market share of the combined, we still only own 15% of it. So there is plenty of room to grow in things that we are already doing. So I think that there is plenty of homework that we have to do and plenty of growth that we have to achieve before thinking about what will be the new thing or what we are missing, or it's still plenty.
So when you say growth, it's really just getting more inventory and.
Well, the way we work is, we have plenty of data. Mm-hmm. From all our search.
How could you help them merchandise? How do you help hotels merchandise? To sell, how do you use that data to help the hotel?
Well, a lot of them we share with hotels and clients as well. So, but the way we normally plan, for example, next year, mm-hmm. we have all the searches. Every time we make a booking is because we are better than anyone else. Mm-hmm. But in many occasions, somebody else is beating us. So we have plenty of information about what is going on in the market. Mm-hmm. And we see the increase of searches in certain destinations, from certain source markets, certain hotels. A lot of them we don't supply. We are not able to gain. But we plan, for example, to add new hotels or according to the demand that we see in the market. And also then it's planning these hotels, being right in choosing the right hotels with the right rates. Mm-hmm. And then find customers that they really want to fulfill. And this is a little how we work. It's not so complicated.
Okay. Another question from the audience?
Yeah, Mr. Vila, you're bringing leisure travelers to your hotel partners. Do you intend to also bring them corporate clients from the corporate travel market?
Well, we have corporate clients, but it's a pending matter that we have. In reality, I think that with the scale we had, the 3 companies before we were together, it was something that none of us have thought that to do it seriously. Now, I think it's one of the opportunities we have. We have enough hotels, enough product to really satisfy big corporate clients, and this is something that we are going to start doing.
Very interesting. So yeah, big market opportunity
Yeah.
now for Hotelbeds. So the word bed bank, which is something Americans don't even know what that word means. Is that a term that you like? Or would you like to think of yourself, first of all, it's not, you just don't sell beds, right? You do a lot more than that.
Well, yes, we mainly, and from our TTV, 90% it's bed bank. So it's
that's what
really,
you
no,
are.
well, 90%, 85%, 5%
do
is
cars,
these activities.
though? You do
Yes,
everything,
and
yeah.
this 5% will be these activities, transfers, cars, all these, and then 10% it will be the destination management company. So that's what we just accept that bed bank is the most important, and we use the brand of the bed bank, that's Hotelbeds, and we sell just Hotelbeds Group, just to simplify.
Okay, so we'll continue to call you bed bank.
Yes, we don't, in reality, as we are not B2C, B2B, they are not so fancy businesses, no? Not people that don't talk so much about us, and people that recognize much more brands, not only the consumers, but the media, the trade in general. And we don't care so much how we are called, to tell you the truth.
It doesn't matter.
One more question from the audience.
Hi, this is Sarah from Hospitality Insight in Germany. I have a quick question regarding security and safety in hotels. It seems to be like a growing concern among travelers, business travelers mostly, but not only. And I would like to know if you see in your selection of hotel, which is growing strongly, if you see in the future a possible classification of hotels regarding these criteria of security and safety.
Well, sometimes to be part of a tour operating group has advantages. In TUI, they were obsessed about this. So we started many years ago with our self-assessment system for hotels. So in reality, we have classified the hotels. Normally we don't disclose, but for example, we stopped working with many hotels, or we don't work with hotels because we don't consider that it's good enough. And we have clients like, for example, EasyJet, that they only work with us with the hotels that we can guarantee that. So it's something that we've always taken seriously.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Vila, thank you very much.